This is the story of how I made this artwork, and I promise it's interesting. So it began when I was approached by Whitlock & Sons, a Kiwi company that makes sauces and beans. They commissioned me to make my first ever NFT, wherein all the money raised goes to the Hunger Project, whose goal is to end world hunger by 2030. So I looked at one of their source labels that really caught my eye, and I was like, I really want to bring this image to life, but I don't want to do it conventionally. So I got out a chili from my fridge and I stabbed it with toothpicks. I filmed myself rotating it in front of my camera, and then I took that footage and I extracted 10 of those frames and turned them into stills. I printed them out and I traced them onto some nice paper, and now I had 10 frames of a hand-drawn rotating chili. Next, I worked on the fire pit. This was cool, it was just a fun little fine liner drawing. Then I made this handle and 2 frames of a cog. After this, I started making the background. I wanted something to reinforce the hand-drawn campfire aesthetic and something just to fill out the page a little. Then came the time for the hard stuff, the fire and the smoke animations. The hard part was working out the loop with no reference. It's quite easy to turn frame 1 into frame 2, but getting it to loop back so that frame 10 turns into frame 1 is a bit harder. But I got there in the end and I penned them in. After this, I started cutting. This took a long time, a very long time. Cut. So many cuts. Ouch, my poor fingers. The large elements were easy enough, but I struggled a lot with those tiny little embers and the individual puffs of smoke.
Just finished cutting all of these frames. This took so long. All of these tiny little bits of smoke and flames. Wow.
After this, I set up my stage. I lit the scene with 2 big LED panels. I pointed my camera directly down and then I got to work. Each frame, I turned the handle 1/10 of the way. I exchanged one cog for the other. I put in a new chili. I changed over all the smoke and fire, and then I pressed snap. 10 frames later, I put it into Premiere to see if it looped, and it did.
Oh my goodness.
Hooray.
Wow.
It was a lot of relief, actually.
Oh my God.
Like heaps. I brought out the colors, added some sound effects, and this is the final piece.